Hello, peace. Grace Gardner here. I've been having a huge problem with the NSA. They are illegally wiretapping me. They are intercepting my phone calls. They are pretending to be me on the phone. They are they steal my money. And you know, why if people are all upset about the wiretapping, but nobody seems to be doing anything about it. And when you're the subject of illegal wiretapping, you're really, I mean, they are the law. Who do you tell? Who do you tell? You get nobody to tell. And then the other thing they like to do, it's a little game with them, is to figure out some way of making me sound bad. Like they put cameras all over my house, all over my house. And when Trump found out that I was under surveillance, he had them put cameras and microphones inside my toilet so that he could watch me pee and listen to me pee and poop. This is how ridiculous our president is and the NSA is. That's the type of thing they do. That's why there's no terrorist attacks that are being stopped. They are frivolous. They spend gobs of money on frivolous things. Supposedly I am a porn star, but what it is I got everything. Every inch of my life has been documented on film, and then they cut out when I have sex with somebody, they cut that and they put that on the internet as porn. So I don't know who's making all this money on me, but certainly not me. And the NSA is doing it to me, and then they can use that as a way to discredit me. You see the dilemma I'm in? And then they'll say, well, we're trying to help you get to people who are famous, good people. They won't let me get through to any good people because they want Armageddon. And if I got through to anybody or had any lick of money at all, and I could get any kind of credibility, then I could stop this madness, the war that they have been working on. I know for a fact. I've talked to NSA people. That's what they've been working on. All these terror attacks and all this stuff is they're building up to war. It's going to start with Korea, and it's just never going to end. It's just going to kill all the dark-skinned people in the world. That's what the NSA is proudly involved in, and that's why they won't stop those terror attacks, because they're helping to plan them. There you have it. It's crazy stuff. So anyway, when somebody told me that Trump had them put together a movie of only me peeing, 4 hours of me peeing, what one of the NSA guys, and then he'll watch it for like 4 hours. He'll watch this movie of me peeing. This is our president. So when they said that, another one of the NSA guys said, oh, that must mean she pees for 4 hours. And I said, well, that's just crazy. See, they learn it. They're told that this is the way intelligence officers think, and this is the way to think intelligently, is to figure out something to put it back on me. Just their whole focus is not to listen to what I say, because that would do some good. They would do them a lot of good to hear the truth and to hear that God loves us and things like that. But no, they have to listen to what I say so they can twist it. How can they twist it to make me look bad? So what the guy said was, oh, that means that you sit on the toilet and pee for 4 hours at a time. That's what that means. And I pointed out that that's crazy. That's a, it's a, there is such, the people who say there's no such thing as a stupid question didn't hear that question. So I said no, because I'd be in the hospital if I peed for 4 hours. I'd be dehydrated or dead or in the hospital or something. So it means that Trump will sit and watch me pee for 4 hours. He'll watch the DVD of a compilation of me peeing for, 2 months, all put together for him in this tidy little DVD. And it's not me. There's not something wrong with me. There's something wrong with him for watching it, wanting it, having my toilet. I mean, you talk about invasion of privacy. There is not one iota of this house that does not have a camera and a recording device in it, and it's just for their amusement and fun, and to see how much trouble they can give me. If I have a phone, they make sure the phone doesn't work every other day, and they make sure my calls don't come in, and it's just or they'll send out calls, with somebody else talking. It's just horrible. My life is horrible. It's horrible. And then the good people who are trying to find me are told by the NSA, and even probably by Trump, and before it was Obama, that they are trying to help to get me free, when they're not. They're trying to keep those good people away from me, and they're trying to keep me prisoner. Because I can come up with answers to things that are very difficult problems, and that's how the NSA all through the years has used me. I've come up with hostage deals and things like that the NSA couldn't figure out on their own, and then they would ask me, and then I would come up with it. And quite a few different weapons and so forth that I have come up with for them, and they treat me like this as a result. They treat me like I'm some kind of a joke. My life is just a big joke to them, because they want Armageddon. Our military and many of the militaries of the world want Armageddon, and so they can never let me get free, because I don't want Armageddon. And anyway, so back to the 4-hour question. Do I pee for 4 hours? No, I don't. And they don't find it crazy that they put recording devices in my toilet. They don't find that crazy at all. So the whole world is being run by people who are insane. So here's the other thing they did. I bought these little t-shirts, little kids t-shirts. See how cute? Ta-da, ta-da. But here's what I do with them. I put them on. You go to, like you're putting on a t-shirt, right? And of course I can't put my arms in it because it's way too little. But I put my hair over it and then pull it up, and it protects my hair, and I can wash my face, and I can do a facial or whatever, and it keeps my hair out of my face. That's why I bought them. But you know what they did? They said, well, we're Army intelligence. We can figure out why she bought them. She must be a pedophile. That's what they come up with. This is what crazy thinking. They're taught to think crazy instead, because they don't know how to teach somebody to think intelligently, because they were taught by crazy people. So this got handed down as part of their training, was to think up things that it's really like the men don't rape, women want to be raped. They will believe that in the intelligence world. That's what they believe, that if a woman only says it's rape if she didn't have an orgasm, and that's why she says she was raped. No, rape is not that. Rape is an act of violence. It's not, and sex is an act of love. And they're told not to have sex. They're taught not to have sex or even hug someone, which I think is a terrible injustice to the men and women of the military and of intelligence, that they are not allowed to even hug. You need human contact. Our bodies need it. It's in our DNA. We need it. We should want to have heterosexual sex. But they are not allowed, and they will get beaten for it. And they will get hurt if they find out that you're having sex. And they will, because they all have recording devices in their homes too. So anyway, so their whole explanation for me to buy these little tiny t-shirts is that I must be a pedophile. Now, they have had me under surveillance. Now, first of all, I think pedophilia is worse than murder. I think pedophiles should have their junk removed, because I used to get raped, and I bled out, almost died many times. By 2 years old, the old man sticking his big thing in me would split me, and I would bleed and bleed and bleed, and it's an area that is very hard to come back together, because it's a wet area. And it's a horrifying thing that they think this way. They think that that's okay. Pedophilia for them is okay. It's like the Catholic Church. For priests, it's okay, because then that way they can keep making more priests, because pedophiles can hide in priesthood. That's the one thing the Catholic Church will not back down on. And that is in the infamous Vatican basement papers. Anyway, so for them to call me a pedophile is disgusting and demeaning and just entirely wrong, and to have that be your only thought, that is the only they said that is the only reason why I would buy t-shirts, little t-shirts. Do I give them away as lovely parting gifts? What? They know there's no children in here. They know there's nobody in here but me. They have been watching me since I was little. In fact, they have films of me being raped as a baby, as a little girl. So that this is the way, and they think that's okay, but I would never be a pedophile. I think it's disgusting. I don't think of those people as even being human. I think as I said, I think it's worse than murder. I think it's the worst thing you can do to a person, to a baby. And yet, and they know that. They know I feel that way. And yet, this is their proof that I buy these little t-shirts. But they do work very well to hold your hair away from your face. You can even wear them in the shower. You just have to kind of hold the t-shirt up to do your back of your neck. So there you have it, crazy thinking. And they call that intelligent thinking. In the intelligence community, that's called thinking like an intelligence person. So it is really that they are taught to be crazy. And it's a sad, sad thing. And then they try to retire and they can't, because in the real world, people don't think like that. People don't think like that. People don't think like that. And they cannot fit in. And that's why there's so many suicides. Because and the other thing is you can't quit the NSA. Once you're in it for life. And you have to do what they tell you. And they'll tell you to do some horrible, disgusting things. Disgusting, horrible things. Like keeping me prisoner. So that we will continue on this road to World War III. So anybody who tries to help me doesn't want World War III. And anybody who tries to keep me prisoner, which there are lots of them, want World War III. Those people want World War III. And I'm the crazy one. I can't describe the level of frustration that my life is. It's just, and then if I talk about it, see, doesn't it sound crazy? But I'm not crazy. And really the NSA, the higher-ups, many of them, that's why the NSA is in turmoil right now, because people are starting to wake up to the fact that a large part of the NSA is so corrupt. So corrupt. What's his name? Who ended up in Russia? Snowden. I think what I heard anyway was that he turned in those files because it proves that they have been surveilling me for no reason. There's nothing. I have not done anything illegal. So there's no reason except for that they want to get those tapes of if I have sex. They want to be the ones who are the voyeurs who watch it and put it out on the internet. And he figured that out, that's why they were surveilling me. And of course, now he's like public enemy because he was trying to show that the NSA was doing highly, that's really illegal. I mean, like, everything about it is illegal. The fact that they have cameras everywhere, an invasion of privacy like you wouldn't believe, in my toilet, and they're putting stuff out on the internet without me knowing that it's even there. I didn't even know this was going on. anytime somebody would recognize me, of course, the cult that owned me would erase my memory. I think they'd kill the person who told me, and they'd erase my memory, and so I really didn't even know what was going on. A lot of things are that people don't really, luckily, look at the face of somebody in a porn movie. So that's good. But what they do is they're disgusting, vile creatures. Some of them are good. I mean, I've talked to some, and in fact, the guy I call Gurr, he was a great guy. He was a great person, and he doesn't remember who he was. That was all erased. It was all erased and replaced with this other horrible thing that only resembles a human being in that his body looks like a human, but his mind is completely gone. It's gone. And it's sad because I really liked him. I really liked him. And now he's like his whole waking moments are trying to figure out how to get me. Just trying to discredit me, and he doesn't listen to what I say because he's just listening for something he can twist and turn into this horrible thing that he needs to make me this horrible thing because he wants World War III. And if I am right, then he is wrong, and God forbid that should happen. You know, people, you have to just admit when you're wrong. I do. So, yeah, that's proof, right? And they have my every waking moment on tape. And they know how I feel about pedophilia. And yet, that was their answer to why I bought these t-shirts. Unbelievable. Chin up. I keep thinking it can't get much worse, and the next day it gets worse and worse and worse. And that's why I'm still prisoner.